asked, how do you get to be an astronaut, or who are the astronauts? And this is my fourth crew, so I'd like to introduce them to you, just to give you an idea of the kind of people that were in the office and now. I'll start at the top left there. That's Dr. Leroy Chow, and Leroy's from the San Francisco area. And he has an undergraduate degree and a PhD in chemical engineering from the University of California. Next to him is Navy Captain Michael Lopez Alegria, or LA as we call him. And he was born in Madrid, Spain, was raised in Southern California, and he went to the Naval Academy, and he has a postgraduate degree from the Naval Postgraduate School, a master's degree, and he was a Navy test pilot. In the center is Army Colonel Bill MacArthur. Bill's from North Carolina. He's a graduate of West Point, has a master's degree from Georgia Tech University, and he was an Army helicopter test pilot. Second from the right there is the world's smartest man, my nominee. It's Dr. Jeff Weissoff, or Bulldog as I nicknamed him on the crew, because as the commander, I dole out the tasks for who's going to do what on the mission. And I could give him a big task or a small task, it didn't matter. He wasn't going to let go of it until it was done. So he earned the nickname of Bulldog. He grew up in Virginia Beach, Virginia. He majored in physics at the University of Virginia, and he has a PhD in laser physics from Stanford University. So those first four folks in the back there, those were my spacewalkers. So we were early in the building sequence for the International Space Station. In fact, we tried to capture some of that in our crew patch design. When we got to the space station, it was just going to be 3 modules, and then we were going to dock to it and then add 2 pieces. And so the way the mission went was we launched, and I flew the rendezvous and the docking with the space station, and then my robotic arm operator, who's over here on the far right wearing the flag of Japan, that's Dr. Koichi Wakata. And Koichi used the space shuttle's robotic arm to lift the pieces that we had in the payload bay up and put them in place on the space station. And then the spacewalkers went out on 4 consecutive days in alternating teams of 2 to hook everything up so that the pieces that we had just added would work. So Koichi has an undergrad and a PhD in aeronautical engineering from the Japanese university system, so he's got an awful lot of brain power in this crew. My pilot on the mission here is Colonel Pam Melroy. Pam is from Rochester, New York. She went to Wellesley College outside of Boston, Massachusetts, has a master's degree from MIT, and Pam was an Air Force pilot, an Air Force test pilot, an Air Force combat pilot. Pretty amazing lady. She was also my only rookie on the crew, so, and becoming an astronaut was a childhood dream of hers, so she was actually literally living the dream. We trained together for this mission for 2.5 years. In 2.5 years, you get to be really familiar with everybody and spend a lot of time together. We liked each other so much so we did things even outside of work with our families. So, we go to dinner together, we have rotating movie nights. So while this is the official NASA crew photo for the STS-92 mission, this is more what we were really like. So we picked up the nickname of being the evil crew. But after 2.5 years, it was finally time to start to go to work. And here we are down at the quarantine facility at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, and we call it the crew quarters. And we would go into quarantine here in Houston about a week before